Good morning and welcome back to my mat. We're going to do 3 rounds of Wim Hof breathing, and on the third round we're going to hold staff pose, which looks relatively easy, but when you do it right you really have to pull up through the core and use all of the muscles in the legs to hold the position, and that's going to really warm us up for the practice, which is going to be full of leg balances, which will use the core to balance, and we're really going to burn out the legs. So it isn't going to be a full body flow. I'll always include full body postures. I think that's important. We don't want to become imbalanced. And yoga really is about the mind, body, breath combination. So we'll keep the integrity of that, but we are going to work on the balance and particularly on leg balances. And I think you're going to really enjoy this one. Okay, I'll see you at the end. Okay, so meet me on the mat. We're coming to sitting, and I'm just going to show you quickly what we're going to do in our final breath hold for 1 minute. We're going to do staff pose. So the feet are working and flex back, and when you're really working your quads in this position, your feet will actually be slightly off the floor. I want you to pull up through your sitting bones, knit the ribs in towards the spine, and sit up as straight as you can. It looks quite easy, but it's actually hard to hold. And during the recovery breath, we're going to hold beneath the knees to support the knees and fold over the knees. Take the in-breath, let that go, and then we'll just recover there. Okay, so breathe in and out. Belly, chest, head, let it go. Belly, chest, head, let it go. Belly, chest, head, let it go. Waving in and out. Like the waves on a shore, coming in and out. We're doing circular breaths. 100% of your capacity in and 70% out. Waving in and out. We're going to do 30 breaths each round together. Waving in and out. Filling in the belly, the chest, the head, and then letting it go. Belly, chest, head, let it go. Really focus on the sensations in the body now. You'll start to feel a little bit tingly or ringing in the ears. Any lightheadedness, that's all good. Really focus on those sensations and lean into it. We've got 10 more here. Belly, chest, head, let it go. If any point you feel dizzy and you'd like to lie down, or you want to do the practice lying down, that's absolutely fine. Do what you need to do. Just never do Wim Hof practice near water. 5 more. Standing up or driving a car. Anywhere where you could hurt yourself. 2 more. Last one. Big breath in. Let all of this air out, and we're going to hold this breath out for 1 minute and 30 seconds. I want you to focus on the sensations in the body. Ringing in the ears, whooshing sounds. Can you feel your heartbeat? We've really created a controlled form of stress in the body. So you'll be getting all sorts of sensations. So just focus on those. If you find it's hard to keep from letting no air into your nose, you can pinch your nose shut for this practice. I like to keep some pressure behind my nose to stop that from happening. You're doing really well. Just focus. Go inside. Also, if you need to swallow any point, because sometimes builds a lot of fluid in the mouth with these deep breaths. We've done 1 minute, and you may need to swallow. That's also fine, but as you swallow, just keep some pressure on to actually form a seal in the mouth so you don't let any air in. This is your practice, so really make it your own. We've got 10 seconds left, so if you want to pause the video here and hold your breath for longer, do that now. 5 seconds left. Okay, big belly breath in, forcing all of the muscles in the body as though we're pushing them upwards and pushing this breath into our brains to decalcify our pineal gland. Push it up and let that go. Well done. Okay, we're going to move on to round 2. Belly, chest, head, let it go. Belly, chest, head, let it go. Waving in and out. Wave the breath in and out. Beautiful circular motions. So we're either always breathing in and then tipping over into breathing it out and then back in again. Like the waves on a shore. In and out. Putting the body into hermetic stress and forcing our immune systems out of rest and into work. We're resetting the immune systems. This practice is ideal for people that have any immune issues or issues like arthritis or hay fever or allergies, because it will help to reset the immune system, and so it's not overreacting to natural stimulants within the body. We've got 10 more here, so wave it in and out. Let's give these last 10 everything we've got. Breathing in and out. You're doing really well. In and out. In and out. 5 more. Let's go. In and out. Well done. Keep going. In and out. We've got 2 more really big breaths. In and out. And our last one, biggest one yet. And let all of the air out this time. And just find a place to go inside and really feel into the sensations in the body now. Are your hands tingling? Your feet, muscle constriction? This is all normal. It's all good. It shows that the body is responding exactly how we want it to. This practice has been practiced by monks in the Himalayas for thousands of years to generate heat and healing within the body. Wim Hof has brilliantly repackaged it and made it so we can do it in just a few minutes every day, just to switch on our immune system and feel great. You're doing really well. We've done 1 minute. If you do need to breathe before I give the cue, that's absolutely fine. Take your recovery breath and then continue to breathe. If you'd like to hold your breath for longer, that's also fine. Do so. I'm going to be photobombed a lot during this practice. You've got 10 seconds left here, as my 3-year-old is not at nursery today. 5 seconds left. Ready? In breath, huge in breath, and push every muscle in the body up towards the head. We're forcing this breath into the brain. And let that go. Well done. Okay, we're going to move on to round 3. And remember, in this last round, we're going to hold staff pose for 1 minute. Belly, chest, head, let it go. Belly, chest, head, let it go. Belly, chest, head, let it go. Waving in and out. In and out. Really force that diaphragm to work. In and out. Lots of people find when they first do this practice, they get aches across the shoulders and in their neck and in their back and their chest. And this is because we're using muscles to breathe deeply like this that we just don't usually use. And I assure you it will go off, so just bear with it. The more you do it, the less you'll have those symptoms. So just push past those. You're really extending the limits of how much your lungs are working. And that's a good thing. Okay, we're breathing in and out. In and out. 100% in. We've got 10 more together. Let's make these the biggest breaths yet. In and out. We're in and out. Belly, chest, head, let it go. Really force it into that head, into the head at the last bit. So you get, you feel lightheaded. Really push into the sensations. Ready? We've only got a couple more here. Okay, we've got 1 left. Biggest breath yet. And let it go, and come into, if you want to, staff pose with me. So our breath is out. We're keeping the feet off the floor if we can by pulling up on the quads. Sit on the sitting bones, pull up through the back and hold that breath out. Really focus on how much you're using the muscles and not breathing in. We're only holding this for a minute. You can do it. Feel the strength in the body combined with all these oxygenated cells. Keep going. Keep pulling up on those quads. Keep sitting up through the spine. Keep that posture right. Okay, we've got 10 seconds left. Stay with me. Okay. Big breath in and force all the muscles in the body upwards as though we're pushing that breath into the brain, forcing cerebral fluid into the brain, decalcifying the pineal gland. Well done. Keep going, keep pushing. And let go. And now pop the hands beneath the knees and then just fall over the knees. This is just going to support the knee joint in this position. Just flop forward and just take breaths in and out through the nose to recover. It's important just to take a few minutes in a reclined posture like this or a comfortable posture like this to recover after doing the Wim Hof breath, because you can get dizzy. So just take a few minutes after whatever you're doing just to so you're not discombobulated. Okay, meet me at the front of the mat and we're going to warm up for our yoga. Okay, breathe in, raise the hands above the head. Breathe out, lean over to the left. Keeping the neck, shoulders, body in line. Breathe in, back to centre. And now let's lean over to the right. Head, body, shoulders in line. Breathe in and take the left hand to the right hand to the left knee and look over the left shoulder. Breathe in to lengthen and out to twist. Breathe in, back to centre. And take the left hand to the right knee and look over the right shoulder. Breathe in to lengthen. Breathe out to twist. Breathe in. Swap the cross of your legs. And we're going to put our hands in Venus lock behind the back. Open the shoulders, tilt back the head, and then fold forward over the legs, bringing the shoulders up over the back. So we are doing a beautiful heart opener, hip compression, and groin opener. Well done. Breathe in, come back up, look up to the ceiling. Well done. Okay, we're going to do Sufi grinds here. So start going in a clockwise direction. Really, really imagine you're stirring a pot with your ribs. Your legs are the pot and you're stirring up some soup or something tasty with your ribs. Change directions. Sufi grinds take some getting used to, but we're going to do about 5 in each direction. The only way I can describe it is to imagine that you are moving your ribs around the skin in your body. Take your time here. Maybe pause the video until you feel that you are really engaging with that practice. Okay, come to stillness and then raise the shoulders up and drop them down. Raise the shoulders to the ears, drop them down. And again, raise them up, drop them down. Raise them up, drop them down. Just break down any crystals or lactate that's built up in the shoulders. Okay, and then we'll just do some head circles to the right. All breathe in at the front and out at the back. Go at your own pace here. And then meet me at the front and we'll go the other way. So off to the left. Breathe in at the front, out at the back. Just go at your own pace. Really feel into it. Okay, wonderful. Meet me back at the centre. Okay, we're going to do some rolls up now. And we're going to come up to standing without putting our hands down. Lovely. we'll take a flow to warm up. Sun salutation A. Come to the front of the mat, big toes to touch and a little gap between the heels. Raise the arms above the head, breathe in, breathe out, swan dive to a forward fold. Halfway lift, breathe in, step back to plank, chaturanga, breathe out. Breathe in, upward dog. Breathe out, downward dog. Let's just walk out the dog here, bending one leg and then the other, so we really get warmed up into those hamstrings. So I'm going to be photobombed in this practice quite a lot. Right, now take the heels over to the right, so we're getting a stretch in the left-hand side of the body, even weight in both arms. Take them over to the left, keeping even weight in both arms, and getting a stretch in the right-hand side of the body. Bring them back up. And then we're going to come on to our toes and our fingers and stretch up as much as you can. This is a practice from the Kundalini tradition to warm up and break crystals down in the fingers. I'm so sorry about the photo bombing 3-year-old. And now step forward to the front of the mat. Forward fold. And then big breath in. Raise the hands above the head and bring them back down. We'll do sun salutation A again. Breathe in, raise the hands above the head. Breathe out, forward fold. Breathe in, halfway lift. Breathe out, jump back chaturanga if you have that in your practice. If not, step back. Breathe in, upward dog. Breathe out, downward dog. Take some recovery breaths here. Now we're going to take the right leg up, open the hip out, keep the leg bent and do some circles on the ankle. Just 3 in each direction. Bring it back down. And now take the left leg up, open the hip, bend the knee and just circle the ankle 3 times in each direction on that foot. Just warming up the hip and the ankle joints. And here's my 3-year-old again. And then jump forward to the front of the mat. We're going to forward fold with an out breath, and with our in breath, raise up, hands above the head, and then bring them down. Amazing. Okay, let's do one more sun salutation A. Raise the hands above the head, breathe in, breathe out, swan dive, forward fold. Breathe in, halfway lift. Breathe out, jump back chaturanga if you have that in your practice. Flip over the toes to upward dog. Breathe in. Breathe out. Downward dog. Take some recovery breaths in downward dog each time you come back to downward dog. Look forward to the front of the mat. Hop forwards. Forward fold. Raise the body up. Breathe in. Hands above the head. And then bring your hands to heart center. We're going to move on to sun salutation B. Raise the hands up and come into chair pose. Hold your chair. Keep breathing. Fold forwards, forward fold. Breathe out. Flat back. Jump back, chaturanga. Flip over the toes, upward dog, breathe in. Breathe out, downward dog. Take the right leg high and step through to warrior 1. Come back down, chaturanga, upward dog, downward dog. 3-legged dog on the left. We're going to take warrior 1 on the left. Step through, spin the back heel down, warrior 1. Bring the hands back to the mat, chaturanga, breathe out. Breathe in, upward dog. Breathe out, downward dog. I've been totally upstaged by a 3-year-old. Okay, we're taking some recovery breaths here in downward dog. And now jump forward to the front of the mat. Breathe out, forward fold. Breathe in, chair pose. Let's just hold this chair. Really sink back. Forward fold. monkey, halfway lift, jump back, chaturanga. Upward dog, downward dog, right leg lifts, step through, spin the back heel down. I'm going to come into warrior one. Internally rotate the fingers so our pinkies are turning towards each other. We're going to change things up a little bit here from this warrior one. So bring the hands to the floor, spin the back heel up, come into a variation on pyramid pose and bring the head to the knee. So the head is coming to the right knee in this variation on pyramid pose. Look forward, bring the hands to the floor, and we're going to come into our warrior 3, and then tick-tock the hands up and come into a staff pose with a straight leg. So the hands are above the head and the foot is out at the front. Now tick-tock back to the warrior 3 or airplane pose. Then tick-tock the hands back through and the foot back through to a straight-legged staff pose, raising the hands above the head. And then tick-tock back again. Try and do not put the foot down if you can help it, to the warrior 3 pose. Awesome. And now we're going to open that out and come into half moon pose. So open out the hip, open out the left arm, look to the left, and we're in half moon. Now we're going to reverse that half moon. So both hands to the floor, raise the right hand and look to the back of the room over the right shoulder. Hands back to the floor, low lunge, breathe in, breathe out, chaturanga. Breathe in, upward dog. Breathe out, downward dog. Well done. We're going to take that flow on the other leg. Use these downward dogs, remember, to come back to your breathing. Okay, 3-legged dog on the left. So raise that leg high, step through, and we're going to spin the back heel down and come up into warrior 1. Internally rotating the shoulders so the pinkies touch. Spin the back heel up, and we're going to come straighten the front leg and come into a pyramid pose variation. So take that head down towards the left knee this time, getting a beautiful stretch in that left hamstring. Look forward, hands to the floor, and we're going to do the same again. So come to warrior 3 with the hands down, and then tick-tock the body and the hands and the leg through. So you come into a staff pose, hands raised above the head, straight leg, then tick-tock back into warrior 3, so the arms in aeroplane pose position. Tick-tock back to staff pose with a straight leg, hands above the head, and then tick-tock back to that warrior 3 or aeroplane pose. Well done. Bring the left hand down to the mat and open out to half moon pose, gazing up the right towards the right fingers. Now reverse your half moon, taking the left arm towards the ceiling and gaze up to those fingers. Bring the hands down, come into a low lunge. Breathe out, chaturanga. Breathe in. From upward dog, flip over the toes back to downward dog and take some recovery breaths in here. Slow breaths in and out through the nose. Make sure when you're in this downward dog position as well, your heels are slightly tucked out so you can't see them between your feet, and that way you'll ensure you get in the right hip position. Look forward to the front of the mat. Hop to either side of your hands and come into garland pose, malasana, or a low yoga squat. Just hold this for a minute, and then we're going to really work out those thighs. So raise the bottom, raise the bottoms up and then down. Raise up and down. Really get into those inner thighs and glutes. Raise up and down. Use your elbows to push the knees open more. Raise up and down. Well done. Okay, we're going to do an arm balance here just to keep everything even. And it's just nice to have this in our practice. Okay, so we're going to come into crow pose. Bring the knees into the arms as high as you can. Come into chaturanga arms. Lift up one leg and then the other. And then just balance in your crow, keeping an eye on the spot on the floor. Jump back into chaturanga if that's in your practice. If not, step back, upward dog, downward dog. Well done. Just take some recovery breaths in this downward dog. Jump forwards to the front of the mat. Forward fold, out breath. Chair pose, in breath. Make sure there's no weight in those toes. Okay, come up to standing. Raise the left arm, take the right foot in the right hand, and we're going to come into dancer's pose. So, this is actually a back bend. So we're going to raise up the right foot and try and keep the body quite upright. Well done. And now take the foot into tree pose, into the thigh, raise the hands above the head, and we just focus on something and hold this tree pose. Tree pose is a brilliant balancing posture because it's really good for the core. Okay, let go of that. And we're going to come into eagle pose. So wrap the foot around the left and then take the left arm over the right and wrap the hands. Eagle pose. Really sink down like you do in chair pose into those hips, keeping the weight in the heels, not in the toes. Come back up to standing without putting the foot down. We're going to do head to knee pose. So hold your foot underneath the with the hands and bring your head to your knee. If you can't hold onto your foot here, you can hold to the back of your leg, that's fine. Or you could take a strap to do it. Well done. And then open out to the side. Again, you don't have to hold onto your foot, you can hold onto your knee, hold onto the back of the leg. This is not an easy standing posture combination. So if you've stayed with me, you've done really well. And if you need to pause the video and try any of these postures separately, do so. I'm going to face the other way this time so you can see what I'm doing. We're going to do dancer's pose with the left leg this time. So right arm lifts and then tilt forwards, right arm, gazing along the right arm and bringing the left leg up with the left hand. And so you can see what this combination properly, I'm going to turn to face you, come into tree pose. So the left leg is tucked into the right, raise the hands above the head, internally rotate the shoulders and pull up through the core. Find something to focus on so you can keep your balance and try and come to as still as possible. Now we're going to do eagle pose, so wrap that left leg around the right and the right arm goes on top of the left this time and sink down into your eagle pose. Without putting the foot down, we're going to come to head to knee pose. So take the left foot with the hands, straighten it out. Remember, you don't have to take the foot, you can just take behind the foot, turn the leg and bring your head to your knee. And then without bringing the foot down, take that leg out to the side. Again, it doesn't have to be straight like this. You can hold behind the leg. Do it to your capacity. And if you want to pause the video at any point, do so. Okay, well done. That was not easy. Take the legs wide now. We're going to come into a squat. So bring the hands to heart center. Sink down into your squat, trying to keep the back straight and the weight in the bottom. And we're just going to do some pulses in this with the left foot raised, left heel raised. Now raise the right heel and pulse. Bring it back down. And now we're going to take both heels up and pulse. Doesn't matter if you wobble a bit, we all do. Bring them back down and just sink down into that squat a little bit more. Raise the hands up, 5-pointed star, and then parallel the feet and fold forward between the legs, aiming to get the head towards the mat. Just hold this for a second. Really, really getting into the backs of those hamstrings now. Just come back to your breath here. Okay, and now we're going to do something I do in my free flow. So go side lunge to the front of the mat, side lunge to the back of the mat, trying to keep your hands at heart center if you can. If you need to use them, that's fine to balance. Come to the front of the mat, come to the back of the mat, and this time we're going to come from here to a side angle pose to the front of the mat with our arms out as though we're holding a beach ball. So we're also getting a abdominal stretch here. Well done. This is not an easy posture. Come back to 5-pointed star. Sink down into a squat. 5-pointed star. Parallel the feet. And this way, time come halfway down in this forward fold. And just use your abs and your strengthen your back and your glutes to hold us in a parallel pose. And now take that side lunge to the back of the mat, hands to heart center. If you do need your hands to balance, that's fine, but if you can do it without the front of the mat, and then side lunge to the back of the mat, side lunge to the front of the mat, and ready for the change. So we're going to come to side angle pose in one movement with our hands as though we're holding a beach ball. So it's a variation on side angle pose. This is very strong position for the legs and the arms and the abs. Well done. Come back to 5-pointed star. Goddess squat. Well done. You've done really well. Step to the front of the mat with me. And then come down to seated. And we're just going to work a little bit on our abs. There's no practice would be complete without it. And we're going to do single leg raises. So gluing the spine down to the mat. And we're going to take the right foot to the left hand. The left hand to the right foot. And just alternate. So opposite hand to opposite leg. Raising up the head and the shoulders and the foot to meet each other. So we're still working the legs here, but we're also now working the arms and the abs as well. Make sure you glue the lower spine to the mat here. So you're really making sure that you're not doing anything funky with the back, and all the work is in the abdominals and the legs. Keep going, well done. So right to left, and then just let that go. And we're going to come into a bridge pose here. And we'll do a shoulder opener as well, because this is a full body practice. So come onto the shoulders and link the hands beneath the bottom to keep you on your shoulders. And we're going to raise the left leg high and stamp it as though we're going to stamp it on the ceiling. And then raise up and down. So just pulsing up and down. Don't bring it all the way to the floor, just maybe lightly touch your hands and then come back up. Change legs. So the right leg lifts and then pulse. So even in our back bend and our abs, we've managed to use a lot of leg strength as well. So this has really been a very, very beneficial leg practice. Come back to your bridge and just hold it and push it up as high as you can. Release the hands and then give your legs a lovely squeeze and roll from side to side, tucking them into the chest just to relieve that back bend. It is quite a strong back bend. We just need to counteract it. Now take your hands to goalpost or T and roll them over to the left, looking over the right shoulder. Just get a nice passive twist here. And breathe. Come back to your breath when you have these moments. Close down the eyes and really go inside. Change sides. So rock the legs over to the right, look over the left shoulder. Make sure your left shoulder stays glued to the mat. So you're getting the twist all the way from the top of your head down to the base of your spine. Come back to center and just open your legs out into Buddha Konasana, like butterfly pose or cobbler's pose. So the soles of your feet together and your knees are flopping open. Try and keep your lower back on the floor here. So there's a little dip arch in the mid back, but the lower back is on the floor. So you're keeping working even in this relaxed posture. Let the arms fall open and just breathe. Come back to your breath and really notice all the sensations in your body after this very, very, very strong power yoga flow. Take the feet long along the mat and have a good stretch. Hands above the head. And then we're just going to rock up once. And again. Rock up. Last time. Rock up and come to seated on the front of the mat. Cross your legs. Bring your hands to heart center. I'm being photobombed at the very crucial moment. May the long time sun shine upon you. All love surround you. And the divine light within you guide your way on. From my heart to yours. Namaste. Sat Nam.